Well, it was about what I thought. We made some mistakes, some critical mistakes at critical parts of the game, and we didn't find a way to score in the red zone. I thought that was a big factor, and obviously the turnovers were a big factor. But the positive is all the mistakes we made are correctable, and we have an off week, which is really good, so we can really zero in those things we feel like we need to improve on, and just try to have the same plan we had last year during our off week after the LSU game.
Nick was hurried 13 times.
Well, that we got behind. I mean, that had something to do with it. There were certain times they knew we were passing, and so it was a combination of a lot of different things.
The personnel be evaluated on the offensive line?
Well, I mean, I think as coaches we have a week off, and you evaluate everything. Offensively, defensively, special teams. You just get the best plan possible to finish this thing, strong in the second half, similar to what we did last year.
Do you expect Patrick Miller to come back as a starter?
We'll see how that goes. I mean, he's still not 100%. He was available if we needed him last week. We tried to, do the right thing, be smart, and get him healthy. But we'll see. In all positions, we'll see.
What do you learn about your team after losses like these?
Well, I mean, one thing I learned is it hurt our players a lot, and that's a good thing. And we faced adversity, major adversity, but we still have the second half of the season. We've only lost once, and we're going to have a similar plan to what we had last year. Now, we've got our work cut out for us. I mean, we've got probably the toughest last half of the season than anybody in college football with 3 top 10 teams on the road. But, our guys, we got a veteran team, and our guys are looking forward to the challenge.
You guys went through this last year with the loss to LSU. How much, did that experience, maybe help you out with what?
Yeah, I think anytime you experience something and you got players and coaches experience the same thing, you can draw on that in the future. And we'll definitely do that. And like I said, the big thing is we have an off week, and it's good for us to take a deep breath, evaluate everything, and give our guys the best plan, for the last half of the season.
Will you guys update the status on Jermaine Whitehead for his season?
Nothing's changed up to this point.
Is that being treated like a 3-point violation, Gus?
No. Like I said, I'm not going to get into any details, like I said before, but nothing's changed up to this point.
Coach, obviously the schedule is what it is. You can't change it. What would you rather get back out there this week, than or
I really feel like at the halfway point, I think the off week comes at a very good time. It's been a physical first 6 games, so we're a little banged up. It'll be good for the healing and heal up a little bit, and then also too, like I said, just evaluate everything and get a good plan, for the second half of the season.
Speak to the talent of the SEC West. You said it before. Obviously, your schedule you're up against a lot, but I mean, the talent runs deep here in the SEC West, and probably one of the more challenging years that you guys have faced.
Well, I think this year, like you said, I think that's the key. This year in the West, everybody's good, and I think halfway point in the season, everybody around the country can see that, and every week you got to earn it. You got to play well to win a game in the SEC West.
Sean struggled against Preston Smith on Saturday, and it seems like you guys are running a little bit less to the left side this year. Is Sean performing how you want?
Yeah, Sean's doing a solid job for us. I mean, that was a really good defensive end, and there was plays that he got the best of him too. And everybody that was out there was things we can correct and do better, and we're committed to do that.
Spent a lot of the offseason hearing about Nick's improvement as a passer, and Reddit said that the goal is 65 to 70%. Yeah. His completion percentage is down to 55. His efficiency is down from a year ago. Why has he regressed statistically, at least?
Well, I don't know if he's regressed statistically. If you put the film on the first 6 games and you compare it to the first 6 games this year, it's a vast improvement. But like every position, we got a week off, and we need to finish strong in all areas.
What are the things you can do to help him on those tip passes?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things. Schematically, you got to you have your personnel, and you just got to do the best you can to help your players be successful.
I don't know how much.
Prior to the season, you wanted to see a more balanced offense from your team. Do you feel like your team has established that identity as a more balanced offense? Are you seeing what you want to see out of it?
Well, I mean, statistically, we're more balanced. There's no doubt about that. Running the ball consistently, that's going to be a big factor moving forward, and try to improve in our play-action game. But after the first 6 games, I feel okay about where we're at. We got to improve, and we're committed to doing that.
Do you think there's any chance Carl Lawson returns this season?
At this point, it's up in the air. I don't have any more information I had before.
How much time have you had to think about South Carolina? What can you tell us about their season?
Well, really not much. I mean, I've been more worried about us the last 48 hours. I've been worried about us. We're going to continue to do that. I mean, we will slowly implement South Carolina. We know they're a good team and present a challenge, but this off week is really going to be more about us and getting prepared for that stretch run, which, like I said, it's the toughest schedule in college football the last half, and it's probably not even close.
After the game, you couldn't think in terms of the playoff, but with an off week in particular, and the national landscape being how it is, does your mind start to look into how you guys can get into that field?
As a coach, you got your goals to try to get to Atlanta, and that's what's on our mind. And if you do that, everything takes care of itself. And I don't let my mind go ahead like that. I know media people and all that. I mean, that's great. We got South Carolina, and that's our whole focus. And when it gets towards the end of the year, then everything will play itself out, and then we'll be able to worry about more specific things.
How much emphasis are you putting on your veterans to help this team bounce back
Yeah.
after a loss like this?
Well, a lot. We have a lot of solid seniors that have been through some adversity, been through a lot that we know we can count on. They're not going to panic. They're going to rally and give us the best chance of finishing this thing strong.
All right, Coach.
Okay.
Thank you.